All right, welcome to a new episode of the CAP Podcast, Consumer Ammunition Tactics Podcast. I got a special guest today, Cameron Guyed. I'm gonna read his bio, then we're gonna get straight to it. So Cameron Guyed, he was born and raised in Palmdale, California. He left to join the Air Force when he was only 18 years old. He deployed to Qatar and Afghanistan during his time of service, which was from 2007 to 2011. Once he got out, he started his entrepreneurship journey. He basically had businesses in real estate, ATMs, financial planning, payment processing, and now credit repair. He's done a few things. Some worked out while others did not as much. He destroyed his own credit from 2016 to 2018, and that's when he decided to make a change. Now his credit's gone way up, and he's helping other people do the same. Welcome to the podcast, Cameron. How you doing?
Great, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So first and foremost, I want to say I like the seven rules of life in the back, by the way. So yeah, appreciate
Yeah.
the visual for the people listening. There's a visual seven rules of life. He got seven rules of life over there. So I wanted to start by asking you about your journey because I was looking at your IG. I saw you speaking a little bit about your journey. So could you tell us a little bit about your own credit journey?
Yeah. So, if anybody else has ever been an entrepreneur or tried to start a business or even a side hustle, and you've made it through that first 6 months, you've probably experienced, some ups and downs,
Yeah.
right? Maybe the first one didn't just make you a millionaire, first 12 months, that was it. That was easy. Well, same thing kind of happened with me. I started my just entrepreneur journey when I was 22. Trying to fix and flip houses. Didn't like it at that time. Funny, I'm doing that again now, but
Mhm.
didn't like it back then. Tried several different businesses. Start, stop. Some made money, some didn't. Things were working. But then, I had jobs sprinkled in there too. But then fast forward to 2016, I really was just ready to go and went all in. And I did the thing that you hear all these people saying. I burned my boats, I quit my job, and then went all in on my business, which was a financial planning and life insurance based platform. And I quit my job. I had an overhead of around 5K a month that I was responsible for, and I didn't even have a license. And I was
Oh
like,
man.
we're doing it. We're doing it. So things were okay for a while. I had a little bit of savings. I got pretty good at it pretty quick. And
Mhm.
I started making enough money, but it was more like just to kind of barely get by.
Mhm.
So after a while, guess what? Bills started catching up. Car payments started catching up. I was able to get rid of a few things. I was able to downsize a few things, but a lot of things I was not able to downsize, and I was not able to really get ahead. So, after it was really, I was able to kind of hold on to it for a couple of years without screwing things up, but then things started getting screwed up. I started missing payments. Started, having things go to collection, started having things get charged off, and then things just started spiraling. I had helped out two friends, which I broke my number one golden rule, which was to never co-sign for anybody. And for some reason, and in 2015, I was like, yeah, you're good for it, right? So
Yeah.
they weren't. By 2018, both of those vehicles were getting repossessed. So it was just a nightmare. It was a nightmare, and I was somebody who always had good credit. I was always in the 700 club, 750. I could get approved for anything. I was always so proud of that. I could just walk in, sign, check my credit, look at that, we're good, give it to me. And
Mhm.
that changed pretty quickly. So that
Yeah,
700 shot right down to the five neighborhood. So
definitely.
it was there for a few years, and that was really the basis of how the credit journey started. Because at that point, I started to look at different avenues. How do I get out of this? Did I file bankruptcy? I didn't like that how that word sounded. I didn't really want to do that, but
Yeah.
I didn't. I was looking at different things. I had somebody approach me about credit repair, and they were doing debt consolidation and credit repair and monthly payment to them. It was like the monthly payment game, and you know, in that for a long time, not really seeing changes.
Mm,
Got out of that, and I just finally decided to fix the money problem. So, I left the business, got into a job selling cars, actually out here in Las Vegas. That got me back on my feet, and then got into, just different jobs that were starting to actually pay me good, and allowed me to have the income to start, doing things and fixing stuff. So through my whole process, looking and talking to different credit repair companies, this was last year, I came across a company called the Credit Academy, which were a group of people that were teaching credit repair. And I was like, well, if I'm going to spend, $1,500 or 200 or $2,000 to get my credit fixed, I might as well spend that same amount of money and take a course and learn how to do it myself. So
mm-hmm,
in that process was when the light bulbs turned on.
mm,
And I was like, you know what? Like, this is how credits work. This is what we do. This is how it all happened. I can do this. I could start a business doing this. So I called up my business partner that I started up all my businesses with.
mm-hmm.
Um, Pitched him the idea, and this was now earlier this year, and
Gotcha.
we got started. We launched, and now here we are. We're helping clients. We've got a lot of things going on, and we have a big future ahead of us.
Gotcha. No, no. I love what you say because the way that I look at things, I feel like, things happen for a reason. I believe in divine timing. I feel like, God puts people in certain situations for a reason. I don't know how you view the situation where you're messing up your credit and then fixing it, but it sounds like it was the birth of your credit business. What do you feel about the whole situation in retrospect now?
Everything happens for a reason, just like you said.
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
a divine situation. Um, I'm always praying for, what's going to be my avenue, what's going to be my
Yeah.
thing. Like, I have a great job. I had landed the best job I've ever had, and there's a lot of potential there. However, it's still not mine. I don't own the company, and it's a company you can make seven figures at, but it's not mine. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, anything can happen to make it to where I don't have that job. I'm kind of an HR nightmare. I
Gotcha.
say all kinds of things that you're not supposed to say at a company. Um, and that's just how I've been,
Yeah, yeah.
so, and I get told all the time, you can't say that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could say whatever I want, so it's just
Oh
like,
man.
yeah, so I got to have my own company. I got to have my own business. I got to be building my own thing. And it's better for me if it's built around a way of helping people,
Exactly.
you know? I didn't like the car business because, man, like if you feel like they're trying to snake you, guess what? That's what we're taught. We're taught to get your money out of your pocket and put it in ours. That's like what they're saying. And coming from that financial planning industry where we're trying to help people and educate them and teach them, to going into that where we're now trying to give them big payments and give them big bills. And they kept telling me, they're like, you care too much about these people.
Hmm.
Go get their money. And I was like, dang, this is everything we thought was true.
Yeah.
So I was only there for like 4 months, and I was like, I'm out of here, man. I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah, no. No, I mean I'm the same way. And I mean that's why it's good about ownership. Because I used to work at 9 to 5 too. And I felt like, okay, I need to do something to where I'm actually impacting people. I control my own time. I can go to the gym whenever I want, things like that. Speaking of, I saw on your profile on your IG, you got like a fitness stuff going on. Can you speak on that in relation to just being disciplined in business? Because I believe like how you do anything is how you do everything, but I just want to see your take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I say that all the time. And actually, that's probably on one of my captions is how you do one thing is how you do, and everything, just
Mm,
exactly what you said. So um, everything starts there.
mm-hmm,
I don't know if you've heard of the 75 Hard Challenge by Andy Priscilla, but
mm,
I started that this year, January 1st, and it
gotcha.
was a 75 straight days. And it's not even a challenge, it's a program, 75 days of working out twice a day. One of those workouts is outside for 45 minutes.
Mm,
You have to create a meal plan that works for you and stick to it with zero cheat meals. You have to read 10 pages in a book, a physical book, every day. and it has to be some sort of a self-development, moving you forward type of book. You got to drink a gallon of water every day, and take a progress picture, that's how my year started.
Gotcha.
And that just cleared up my mind so fast. It got me in the right state of mind, the right self. And it has just been in a journey. It's truly a year-long program, several segments to it. So I'm going through that now, but it's created such a level of discipline that when you cancel out all the partying, you cancel out, just all the junk that is built to just keep us busy, things start to get quiet, and you start to realize, like, man, I have all the time, I could do something. My mind started firing on all levels, ideas. I was calling my friends, my business friends, and like, just, have you thought about this? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Once I stopped, just hanging out every day and eating like crap and drinking every day. So now I work out every day. I'm moving my body every single day. And that is the difference, I believe, of somebody who will be successful and somebody who won't be. You got to move your body. It keeps you healthy. It keeps your mind sharp. Don't drink. If you do, keep it very little. Eat clean. Just the basic stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely agree. So I feel you on that. So from me reading your bio, you've been tapped into a lot of things. You said you have businesses that didn't work and things like that. So I know a lot of my listeners, when they see on the surface, when I'm interviewing people, when they see like what I do, they might think like, okay, he's just doing credit repair. But I always emphasize the fact that it's not just running a credit repair business. You have to understand operations within business in itself. So I know you have, experience just being a boss, probably hiring people, firing people, that kind of thing. So can we talk about you stepping into your credit repair business? What actually worked to your favor, just because you've already ran businesses before?
This time, just like you said, just having been through everything, and I've taken a lot of business development courses.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the first thing I did, and it's really since 2016, I don't really listen to music anymore. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to concerts with my wife and we'll go see shows and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
my car is my library.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a podcast
Yeah.
or it's a book. It's a podcast or it's a book. All of my social media feed is inspirational, motivational, people. It's all the influencers, it's all the entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
So all of that teaching over the last, 6, 7 years now. I was in a program called Arte Syndicate, which, taught me just next levels about business. So
Mm-hmm.
all of these things, tried, succeeded, all the development, all the education that I'm giving myself, doing this time, it's light years different than anything before. So now we came in and we built the right operations. We got CRMs. We even have coaches. We even brought in coaches. I hired an entire fulfillment team. So I'm not just taking a credit repair client and then spending all of my time taking them through the process. I've got a whole team that is doing the fulfillment, that is working with these clients. So our clients are getting the proper care, the proper treatment, while I get to focus on the intake, the inbound, focus on the
Yeah.
content. I just hired a video editor so I can get all my reels going. I'm filming content, filming little 30-second, 60-second, 90-second videos and sending him. So now over the next, 30 days, probably starting on the 4th of July, every day I'm going to have content coming out, and that's already attracting, new customers. That's attracting new business. Haven't even ran ads yet. Eventually we will as we
Yeah.
iron things out. So the difference this time, was the operations and building a business that can scale. And, you know, we came to the table and invested money. We invested money to get this thing. We probably put up 18 to 20K day one to get all of this stuff, you know, set up, to get all the systems in place, to get all the processes in place, to get the CRMs done. You know, we're building funnels, we're creating all kinds of stuff to build this to scale. So that was the difference this time.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, no, putting money back into your business is definitely important. So you guys started, was it January of this year or when?
I got started in the academy in January,
Okay,
you know, and I actually hired somebody inside of the academy
gotcha.
to fix my credit and then walk me through the process of what
Gotcha.
they did. Show me how we're doing. What are these bureaus? What are these agencies? What's this reporting stuff about? Who's LexisNexis? You
Hmm.
know, hold my hand through the whole process so I can see what's going on. How do we do this? How does this work? You know, what are the rules here? So yeah, it's a new business. It's this year. And then over, you know, from then till now, while getting mine fixed, my business partner and myself have been in the process of building out ours, setting our stuff up to scale, and getting things going. So, you know, for the rest of the year, we'll just be fine tuning, tweaking, adding things in, building out the CRM, and just we'll see where we're at this time next year.
Gotcha. Sure. Have you guys been actively taking on clients currently or not yet?
Yeah, we are. We started.
Okay,
We actually started taking on clients already. We've got
perfect.
clients coming in the door. You know, we already have, you know, successes with that. People reaching out, just Instagram. You know, I've got the people in Instagram. You know, I've got VAs working,
Hmm.
you know, setting up calls and all that stuff. So, you know, we wanted to and do it right the first time, so that way we could handle it. And for me, I would say that fulfillment was the key.
Perfect. Okay, so just for the people, what would you say maybe just one of your more memorable client wins so far?
Oh, you know, it's funny because I've on board where um, it's me.
You said what?
You
Can you
know,
repeat that?
it's me.
Oh,
I'm
okay, okay, gotcha.
our biggest client win. You know,
Yeah.
and it's funny because my wife doesn't come from a place where people have bad credit.
Hmm.
She comes from an Asian community,
Hmm.
and being in credit repair, how many of your clients, you know, are coming from the Asian community?
Hmm.
Probably not a lot, right?
Hmm.
Where I come from, everybody's got bad credit. Like it just happens, you know.
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain to her why I even had bad credit and how it works, and she's like, nobody needs that. Like, why did you start a business around credit repair? People don't need that, you know. So going through it myself, every time I would get a letter in from, you know, TransUnion or Equifax, and I'm showing her, look, deleted.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what? How do they do that? Why is
Mm-hmm.
it being deleted? I don't understand. You know, so far, because we are on the newer side, my own story is the most powerful. We have clients now that are going through the process. They're getting things deleted. They're super happy. You know, we're gonna add in the business funding segment too here in a few months, so we'll be able
Mm-hmm.
to add that in too. Just building out those processes. But it's been a great journey myself, and you know, I believe that you can teach somebody and educate somebody on what you've been through. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, a little sidebar on that. I go to the gym out here every day, and I don't understand why this happens, but 75% of the personal trainers at the gym are fat. And I don't know
Yeah.
who's signing up for that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like when you're,
Yeah.
you know, like I'm going to pick that guy. So
Yeah.
you can't take somebody to somewhere you haven't been. So
Hmm.
I share with them, like, people are like, man, I like, you're gonna see my credit, you're gonna be shocked. And I'm like, well, maybe not, you know. I
Hmm.
had my last guy I got signed up. He's like, have you ever seen someone's credit worse than this? I was like, yeah, mine. You got a five something, but you don't have two repos, you
Hmm.
know? He's like, oh, okay. So it's good to speak from a place where you've been
Yeah,
and you've came from and you can help others. So
definitely. Definitely. No, that's definitely a gem. Because I always tell people too, like when you first start, you being your own first client, just running with that story is definitely powerful because you literally did it, you literally lived it, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely love that. So just focusing again on you and your credit. So you had repos, collections, what else? Like what were you dealing with and how did you actually go about removing them? Just so people get some new tactics.
yeah, so I mean, I had credit cards I literally couldn't pay. You
Mm,
know, I had a 7,000 something dollar bill with Capital One. I couldn't pay it. I just didn't have any money coming in. That got closed, collections charged off.
yeah.
I don't know what happened in the industry in 2020, but most of my accounts all got charged off in 2020. So I'm assuming the financial institutions got some sort of deal, some sort of tax breaks. They were able to charge everything off. They probably were able to write it off their sheets or something like that. But that's when all the calls stopped. That's when everything stopped and everything was just charged off, and just things started falling off. Not falling off, but being charged off, and they weren't coming after me anymore. All in 2020. So I was like, okay, cool. So there was that. There was a couple repos on there. Another line of credit that I had gone into charge off. A couple small credit cards that had gone into charge off. I paid a couple off that were small, like $1,000 cards. I called and negotiated, settlements. Paid those. A back car insurance bill, which didn't hurt your credit. So as far as the repair process, I was because I had also moved like every 2 years. I had all these addresses, which um, can confuse the bureaus. They had on my credit report, they my name was misspelled all over the place. And as you
Always.
know, that's something that's going to benefit us. Addresses mismatched. So basically, the credit report was dirty. There's all these errors on it, right? So just like with any repair process, we turned off all of my third-party reporting bureaus, LexisNexis, all the rest of them too. We froze all that stuff, let that take place. Didn't need any kind of address change or PO box because that was already happened. There were so many different addresses on there. We filled out our CFVP reports, did my identity theft reports. For Experian, you can literally call in and get hard inquiries removed off of your credit yourself. That's pretty simple. So did that. Sent in all the letters to get all the other inquiries removed off. So started there. And there's still a couple things that we're working on getting, pulled off, but within the next, 30 to 60 days, second and third rounds have happened. Those will start falling off. So everything had been just falling off, falling off, falling off. And, I saw like 100 points just start happening. It's just jumping up because in 2020, um, Capital One actually gave me another credit card, but I was already making
Oh
money, so
wow.
it wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
But they started me at $300, and then every 6 months we're raising it. So I've got two cards with them, a travel card and then a regular card. Um, and then now that things have been, getting, dropped off and back up, I was able to hop on three different trade lines,
Mhm.
to start boosting my credit back up too. So things are just rapidly changing.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, the reason why I ask about the dispute process. So my audience, we're big on consumer law. So, consumer ammunition tactics. So we're big on, using the laws. FCRA 15 USC 1681B number two, remove that based off of written instructions. Some people use factual disputing. Some people do Metro too. It sounds like you were using some factual disputing with freezing the secondaries, or can you correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah,
Is that kind of method you were
yeah,
going?
we did that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we did that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, the Fair Credit Reporting Act too, as well. We pulled out all the stops, and that's some of the stuff I was learning in the Credit Academy is how to pull out all the stops and how to get things going. So, that was the process that we took, and then that's what we will do for people too, just depending on what their situation is.
Gotcha. Okay. So I want to transition. I want to just talk about, I know it's early in the business, but I just want to talk about maybe just some struggles that you've encountered early on, and I guess just how you perceive that you're going to deal with them.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing was wanting to start, and this is kind of a business lesson, right? People do ample planning before starting a business. And that could be good, right? Proper planning can be good. However, we started this business with like not a lot of planning, not a lot of knowledge. I knew what credit repair was. I knew how it worked, but I wasn't confident enough to start a business and do it myself. So it's like I could take courses, I could do this stuff, I could keep learning from the academy for the next 2 years, become an expert, and then feel like I can go do it. And I was like, well, am I going to be further starting 2 years from now and becoming an expert, or surrounding myself with the experts already and building a business around that? So that's what I did. So within a few months, we're in business and we're already taking money and helping clients because I was able to, start immediately working with credit repair people from the academy and getting them going and getting that happening. And then, finding the fulfillment team to get that going, finding the front end team to help with our ads, to help with all that stuff, building out the platform, figuring out our pricing. It was more of a fall forward situation than just let's just plan forever. You'll always be further along than the person who spent the next 2 years planning to start. If you just start now, you'll always get a lot further ahead.
Yeah, no, definitely. But do you see that as like a struggle? Because I think it's good to take action quickly, because I feel like if you delay it, people fall for, the law of diminishing intent. The longer it takes them to actually do something, they're not going to do it. So are you saying that's kind of, you wish you planned more, or you're good with that you didn't plan as much?
I'm glad that I didn't. I'm
Oh,
glad
okay.
that I
Okay.
didn't because yes, yeah. So sorry if I was confusing right there, but don't wait. Don't wait to plan and make
Yeah,
all these grand plans and grand plans. Just start, and then figure it out along the way. Do it
gotcha.
responsibly. Have a coach, have a mentor. I'm a huge believer in that.
Definitely.
Latch on to people that are doing it and are already winning. Get advice, but fall forward.
Definitely.
Don't just wait to start.
Definitely. Definitely. So no struggles in the business at this point in time, basically, is what.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's, what kind of content do we post? How do we get the
Mhm.
CRMs to work? How does this stuff work? People still not showing up to appointments. That's,
Mhm.
I think it doesn't really phase me because having been in sales my whole life, like people don't show up for appointments,
Yeah,
you
true.
know,
Mhm.
they'll confirm it, they'll say they're good, and then something will happen.
Mhm.
I had an appointment before this. He was good to go. We were talking, we're confirmed, got a flat tire. We're going to chat after this, but like stuff happens. So,
Yeah.
people won't show up. People will say it's too much. People will give you the objections, but we understand the law of large numbers and we plan to, attract a lot of clients. If I
Mhm.
have 10, 15 appointments a day, and a certain number of them don't show up, a certain number of them say no, but just knowing that I had that many, it's not a big deal. If I have one appointment a day, and I'm just sitting around all day like this is going to be good. I can't wait till 2 o'clock, and then something happens. Now you're depressed all day, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, fill up your calendar.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I mean, it sounds like typical business stuff people should be aware of, and I think you have an advantage in a sense because you ran businesses before, so you kind of already understand like these are things that happen within business versus someone that's they're just starting a credit repair business and they never ran a business before. So I think that's good for anyone listening. Just understand people won't show up. You know, that's just how things go. The law of large numbers, like you said. So as far as this credit repair business, is this solely what you guys are focusing on? Because I know you're a man of many hats. Like, is this the main thing you guys are focused on, or you have more things you're doing as far as business?
Yeah. I do have more things I do as far as business.
Mm-hmm.
And people will listen and say, oh, how do you be successful in all these different things if, you're
Mm-hmm.
focused? That's a true thing. However, I always partner up with people. I always have a business partner for my businesses
Mm-hmm.
to leverage people, leverage their time, and leverage
Yeah.
their skill set. So I also have a real estate investing company.
Mm-hmm.
There's four of us in that partnership here in Las Vegas, and we're starting to fix and flip houses in Las Vegas. I raise capital for that business, so fix and flip houses, and then we'll be building and buying storage facilities for long time cash flowing assets. So that's another thing I focus on. And then with the same business partner, we also have a payment processing business. We don't put a ton of time and energy into that right now, but we do have a book of business that just pays us reoccurring. We process our own payments, so we're teamed up with that. But that's just kind of bringing in some passive income. And the two main focuses are the credit repair business and the real estate. The only way that works is systems. I have a fulfillment team, right?
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
got somebody doing Instagram marketing, doing ads. So it frees up a lot of that time. And then real estate, I partnered with a general contractor. I partnered with the realtor, right? So realtors bringing in the deal, general contractors doing the work. I'm finding the money. I'm bringing in the money. So if either one of these businesses would take up 100% of my time if I was trying to do it all myself.
Mhm.
So
No, definitely, definitely. I was just curious because I'm the same way, and kind of like what you're saying. Credit repair, the credit business is a foundation of what actually helped me leave my 9 to 5 job, but I'm tapped into multiple things and it goes back to systems, hiring people to run that. And then us as, the business owner of the credit repair, we're figuring out how to bring more clients, creating the content, running the ads, things like that. You have VAs, you have the team, so you're able to tap into multiple things. So I like that you said that. I saw that you have a book, I think it was about side hustles. Is it like a self-published book?
yeah.
Okay.
So
Dope.
I
Dope,
do
dope,
I
dope.
do have a book. Yep, I do have a book.
Dope.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Yes,
It's
sir.
called the top ten side hustles. So
Yeah.
it's just a guide to help people to start thinking outside of the box. You
Perfect.
know, some people love their career, love their job. That's more power to you. You should. That's great. Other people have jobs, but they also want to make additional income. Maybe
Mm,
they don't have a desire to quit, but they would like to bring in a couple extra grand a month or something like that, just to kind of do whatever they got to do. It's for those people, and then also for people who are, like us and who want to leave the job and go full time into something. These are things that you can start doing to start supplementing your income while you're working to be able to transition out. So I'm a firm believer now, after mistakes in the past, of don't just quit your job yet. Make sure whatever you're going to do is going to work and is working before quitting and just going all in. I love quitting jobs. Like one of my favorite things, my favorite pastimes is quitting jobs. Um, but why have I had to go back to jobs so many times? Because I quit too soon. So I had the idea and then ran into quit. It's like get it going first, build it up, be secure.
definitely. Definitely, definitely. No, I love that you made that point because I emphasize the same thing because it sounds sexy when I'm like, oh, I left my chemical engineering job, but I gotta explain to people like I had something. I wasn't just leaving with zero, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely important to have those things in place. And I just want to commend you on the book because I have a self-published book as well, and I know the discipline it takes to actually sit and write a book and publish it. So I thought that was definitely dope. I saw that. So my next question, just kind of before we wrap it up, I just wanted to know like what drives you? Like what motivates you to do what you do as far as this credit business and all that? Like what's your why?
Man, my entire life, I was just telling my wife this yesterday, and just since I was a little kid, I was always trying to find little hustles, little things I could do.
Hmm.
What can I sell the neighborhood kids? What can I do? I saw my dad start a business when I was young. That was my first job. It was a brick and mortar, business store, and I was working there. I've just always had that internal drive to be successful.
Hmm.
Um, I have lost a lot of people in my life. A lot of close friends and family have passed away,
Oh, well,
and
sorry.
yeah, it happens. So I was on my own at 15, essentially living with family friends, just trying to figure life out. And I realized that life is short. Life is short, and I'm not gonna be the guy when I'm 65 years old and 70 years old, looking back and wondering, what if, what could I have been? What could I have done?
Hmm.
That's not going to be me. I will be the one who has lived to my true potential. I have a desire to help people. I get the most fulfillment helping people, and it drives me. I want to provide for my wife, and we're trying to have a baby, so I want to. I don't want to struggle. I don't want to
Yeah.
ever not be able to do something because of money.
Hmm.
Like I refuse to ever let any of that stuff be an issue.
Hmm. Definitely. No,
So
I definitely respect that. So as far as your business, you guys have done for you credit repair services. Is that it? Or are there more services? Like you want to shout out your services?
yeah, the biggest thing I want to talk about is done for you credit repair. We'll
Okay.
be adding in business funding, with that, and then, um, so as we're fixing people up, getting them going, and people want to know what to do next, how do I get ahead? Well, we're investing in real estate, so there's opportunities in there for people if they have some funds and want to get involved in that to some capacity. Um, and then if people want to start thinking of additional ways to make money, you could always go to my Instagram and check out my link. I have my book on there too. You could order it directly from Amazon. It'll ship to you. We have an Audible version. We've got a Kindle version. We've got a paperback version.
Mhm.
Um, there's great information in there, great ideas just to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So yeah.
Definitely. Is Instagram the best way to reach you, or how can people get in contact with you?
Yeah. Just Cameron Guy Ed. Look me up on Instagram. Shoot me a follow. Shoot me a message. I'd be happy to chat with you. Got a lot of knowledge up in here and a lot of different things. So if
Yeah.
someone just wants to chat, pick my brain, I'm always happy to talk and always happy to help in any way that I can.
Okay, got you. So my last question I want to ask you, is there a question that people don't ask you that you would want to talk about? I just like asking that.
Um, you know, yes. So I always have the way my brain works is I can help fix situations. I know that's so broad, but I can sit down with friends that have businesses, have companies, and we'll just be talking. They'll start telling me about their struggles, and my brain just starts firing off and coming up with ideas and coming up with things that they could implement that could help fix their situation.
Mhm.
So a lot of times, people will they want to do more. They want to fix things. They want to improve, but they don't ever think to act. So if you have a business, if you have stuff going on, if you're not thriving or something's going on, and you want to just mastermind with me, or even somebody else. You know, there's a power in just the mastermind,
Hmm.
sharing ideas, getting a group of
Definitely.
people together, like-minded people, and saying, "Hey, what's working for you? What's working for me? What are you struggling with?" You know, you could grow so fast, but people they steer away from that like brotherhood, you know, and sisterhood to share and grow together. They think they got to do it themselves,
Yeah.
but they don't. So that's what I would like to leave everybody with. You don't have to do it alone.
Appreciate that. That's the perfect message. Perfect message. I'm gonna leave the link though below for y'all to tap in with Cameron. Appreciate your time, Cameron. Y'all can follow my Instagram, tap in with him. For y'all listening on audio, it'll be in the description as well. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one.